Hi people, welcome back to Living Blessed TV. Today just doing the player ratings regarding our midfielders. Of course it's the end of season player ratings. I'll be speaking about what score I'd give each player out of 10 and overall how I think their performance has been throughout the season and whether or not we should be looking at keeping them for next season. Starting off, Lucas Torreira, it's one of our summer signings from last summer. I think one of the key things that people thought this guy was going to be a top player is, I think it was his first training session. He was in there more or less showing leadership and stuff and demanding the ball, and everyone was like, this is just what we've been needing for ages. Overall, he's had a good season. I think some of his standout performances when we played both Liverpool and Tottenham at home. Of course, he got on the score sheet at Tottenham at home. And he really looked like, people call him the white Conte. He really looked like the guy that we were missing in midfield. And you know what, he has been. After Christmas, he seemed a bit tired. Potentially that first season syndrome. Of course, he's used to having a winter break. He didn't have that. Maybe that's caught up with him. But, I feel that over the summer he'll get the adequate rest and, be raring to go for next season. I'd give him a 7 out of 10, to be honest with you. And I think that, if he gets a partner alongside him, which, doesn't make him liable to being left on his own and stuff, or try to do everything on his own, I think we'll get a much better season out of him next season. 7 out of 10 for Lucas Torreira. Next person I'm going to talk about is Granit Xhaka. He's definitely built a good partnership with Torreira this season. He's had to slot in at left back and even at centre half at times this season, but he just simply isn't good enough for the team. He's not mobile enough. He's too one-footed, and he has the highest stat for errors created, which has led to a goal in the league. The reports of recent state that Inter Milan are willing to buy him for 55 million. And if that's the case, I'll take the money all day and reinvest in some other players in the team with it. But, if he does go to Inter Milan, of course, I wish him the best of luck there. And, hopefully, I think that league will be a lot better for him because you get time on the ball. But for Granit Xhaka overall, I'll give him a 6 out of 10 for the season. Mohamed Elneny, he hasn't featured so much. When he has featured, he's been terrible. Just not good enough. And the only time I kind of expected him to kind of play, really, this season is when we had a defensive shortage, just like I mentioned, when Xhaka had to slot in at centre-half at times, and I thought maybe Elneny may get a chance running in at centre-half, because he's played there once or twice before, I think, under Wenger, and I think he's a bit more mobile than Xhaka to play centre-half. But, I believe he was meant to leave in January, but Emery kept him just in case he was needed between then and the end of the season, and he really wasn't. And when he did play, he was terrible, and I could only see him being sold this summer. And that's the best thing for both club and him. So I'd give Elneny a 2 out of 10. Guendouzi, no one knew about this kid when we signed him. All people can say is, you've seen some YouTube clips here. I didn't look at YouTube clips because a YouTube compilation is never going to show you the bad side of a player. Now, one thing I give Guendouzi credit for, he's definitely shown maturity this season. I expected him to be a signing that may feature here and there, but probably more go into the under-23 setup. But, he's come straight into the first team, and he's been an overall good player this year. There's times where he makes mistakes and he gives up the ball, and I did say in one of my previous videos earlier on in the season, I said I wonder if the fans would give a Joe Willock these sort of allowances because he's a young child. If he was in the first team making these mistakes, maybe not. But he's definitely a player to build forward with next season, and just the season alone, he's built up his value so much that he's now rated the second highest, most valuable player in Europe. So, he's definitely a player with a good future ahead of him. He's just got to knuckle down, work hard, stay determined, and, no complaints regarding Guendouzi for me, but I'd give him a 7 out of 10. That's all in terms of the central midfield players for me. Of course, I'll be doing the attacking midfielders and the strikers also. So if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you later.